What's going on YouTube? Here's my new EDC items versus my old EDC items. I want to show you why I picked them and what I like about each one of them and maybe some thoughts and opinions I have about them. So all these items are going to be linked in the description below to Amazon if you want to check them out. And I'll start up first with the knives here. So I like carrying a full-size knife. This is the Spyderco Tenacious, I believe. And you know, this isn't the best knife for the money. This cost me about $65, but I wanted to buy a Spyderco knife without having to pay $180 or so. So I picked this one up and it's not too bad. It came sharp out of the box. It is pretty stiff, not like when you see on some of those reels where you flick it open. I just kind of been guiding it open. Probably still need to work it in. And then here is my old EDC knife. It's a Benchmade Griptilian. This goes for about $130 if you can still find it in Cabela's. It has D2 steel. This has a very cheap steel on it, and that's one of the gripes about this knife is $65 and it doesn't really have any good features versus some of the other $60 knives. But I definitely like the action of the Benchmade, even though it is double the price. You know, very fun knife to use, and I absolutely love the grip. It feels good in the hands. And I believe this one's a little iffy. It feels okay, but it's gonna work well. I don't tend to, be gentle with this knife. I'm actually gonna use it. And then here is my new multi-tool. It's a SOG Power Pint, and it's pretty small, so I'll compare it to the Leatherman Skeletal here. So you could just see how kind of clunky this is to open. It's pretty tough. This one is a very smooth action. It has this gearing right here that just makes it pretty smooth. And yes, it is smaller, but you can see that's mostly this carabiner right here. I find it pretty useless. I really don't use it. And if you take that out, they're pretty much the same size. Here you can see the needle nose pliers, and then here's the side of the needle nose pliers. This one looks to be a little bit bigger, but not too much. And I'll show you, this feels smooth. This is pretty clunky. Another gripe I have is the bit is very hard to take out. I usually have to take something else and actually pull it out. But another cool feature of this Power Pint is the fact that it has a bit holder in it. So I work construction, and sometimes I have to run to my car or my tool bag and grab a screwdriver that's usually multi-bit, where I could take the bit driver out of my impact and go ahead and hand tighten whatever screws need to be hand tightened. So I think that's a pretty cool feature. You do have to apply some pressure on it to keep it in there. If you ease off of it, which I wish they would have made it lock in, that would have been a really cool feature, or had maybe a latch to keep it closed. But this was $50 versus the Leatherman was about $80. And I'll go ahead and show you the tools in this thing. Here's the knife on here, very sharp, and all these tools lock open. I'm not sure how the locking mechanism works, but you could either open up a tool halfway to close it, or you can open it up a little, press this black tab down, and it will shut. I think that's a little bit faster just to open it up and press that black thing to shut it. And you could also flip it up by the little, or flip up what tool you need from the bottom down here. If I can actually get my fingers to work properly. And then here you have an awl. I already got sawdust in this thing. And here we have a little, I would say, eyeglass screwdriver. So that might be good or useful for people who wear eyeglasses. Here is a rope cutter. And a pretty nice file, seems pretty rugged, and it has some cutting ability there. And on the other side we have a pair of scissors. I would say that's about the worst thing on this tool is the scissors. Here you can see that's as far as they go open. You can't open them anymore. That's about as best it can do. And let me see if I can cut a piece of mail here. So we'll go ahead and try to cut this, see if it does. And it's tough to cut versus, you know, I do have a Gerber dime which does a whole lot better while cutting, but you know, the Gerber's dime's good in some situations and other situations not. But I'll just show you the cutting. I could already feel it's cutting a whole lot better. Yeah, it's struggling to even cut a piece of mail, but that is definitely a flaw of this tool. And here is a bottle opener, a Phillips, and a can opener. But overall, a great little multi-tool. I still need to use it more. I've used it for 1 day now. Has a pocket clip where the Gerber dime does not. And next up, I'll do the flashlight. So here's a stream light, and here's the pocket mate, and here's a microstream USB. They're both rechargeable. The only thing is this one has on high 20 minutes of life and on low an hour, versus this one is 3 hours on low and an hour on high. So you do lose some battery life, but you save a ton of space. So there's high on this one, and there's high. I may need to charge this one. I just charged this because I got it last night. It does have a hat clip on there, and it works well for the keychain, and that's mainly why I got that tool. But you can see on this Streamlight it has the pocket clip and hat clip on there, and I've used this one for years. But overall, this is a great flashlight, and you can't go wrong for the price point. And here I have, this was on my keychain. It's a little flathead Pry Bar bottle opener, a little unnoticeable. But my pocket, or my keys always tend to go to the bottom of my pockets, and I'd figure I'd try this out. It has a deep pocket carry clip on there, and you kind of just slide it there. The only thing I have noticed is when it's sitting in your pocket, this point right here on the bottle opener is very sharp, which I did poke myself with it, and that's probably my only complaint so far. I do like the pocket clip. Haven't used the nail puller yet, but it should do all right. It looks functional because I use them a lot in construction. But here you can see a little bit of, you know, just these two right here, that's $200, where I got these new EDC items for $144 versus probably about $250 on the other side. But thanks for watching this video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.